the storm has passed. There seems to be some clearness in the
Positive
sky.
Spin.
Just take a look around you.
Presenting
Days
positive
like
news.
this bring happiness and a smile.
Positive,
Remind yourself that it's
innovative,
not too late.
and solution-oriented news
Joy and celebrate.
from around the world.
Yeah, the storm has passed. That storm has blown far away.
On today's program, we'll hear an inspiring performance of One Day, the international anthem for peace and unity.
When the judge tried to rush the hearing, a group of women shut down the court with song.
And we'll profile the important environmental work of an indigenous activist
We
from
sang with
Ecuador.
courage, saying, we are not going to allow the government.
Yo creo que en Colombia las mujeres debemos
Then,
apoyarnos
we'll
más
give
de este
focus to
proceso
the
que
impact that
nosotras
women
también,
UN peacekeepers
meternos
are
a
making in
construir la
furthering
paz,
peace around the world.
porque nuestro aporte es significativo.
So you want to charge her $50?
Finally, we'll visit the court of Judge Frank Caprio, where decisions are made with respect and equity for everyone.
Breakfast. When she shakes her head, the judge says the case will be dismissed.
We start the new year with an inspiring performance of the song One Day, the international anthem for peace and unity. The singer and songwriter of the anthem leads a choir of 3,000 people, performing the song in 3 languages in a celebration of unity. Nemonte Nenquimo is an indigenous activist who led a successful campaign to protect 500,000 acres of Amazonian rainforest from oil extraction. Nemonte was recognized for his activism with a Goldman Environmental Prize, the world's largest and most prestigious environmental award.
For thousands of years, the Waorani people have lived in one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, the rainforest in the upper headwaters of the Amazon River.
Todo esa Amazonía verde nos da vida y también nos damos.
The jungle and the green Amazon gives us life and gives life to the planet. We coexist with animals, with fish, with birds. We live spiritually, connected with nature.
In 2018, the Ecuadorian government announced plans to auction off 16 oil concessions, covering over 7 million acres of indigenous land that included Waorani ancestral territory.
Y eso he visto mi propio.
I've seen the damage the oil companies do. They bring death and sickness and leave oil spills and pollution. So we said enough is enough. They cannot come here and destroy our territory.
Nemonte Nenquimo is the co-founder of the Sabo Alliance, a coalition of indigenous people working to protect ancestral territory, culture, and the rainforest.
If we let the oil companies in, they will kill us. They will end our way of life as indigenous people, and they will destroy the planet.
Nemonte began meeting with elders and organizing Waorani communities. She knew her people needed to be unified to fight the government and the powerful oil industry. One of her first efforts was to work with communities to create a detailed map of more than 500,000 acres of Waorani territory.
The government's map only shows oil wells. It doesn't show where there are important medicinal plants or sacred places. Our wise elders are our GPS.
As elders, we speak, and Nemonte listens to us. Her work is based on thousands of years of traditional knowledge.
Nemonte also helped develop media strategies to spread her people's message.
Nemonte said, we're going to need to harness the entire world's attention to support our fight against one of the most destructive industries in the history of the planet. So they created a digital campaign. Over 378,000 people from around the world signed a petition in support of the Waorani.
All of these efforts bolstered a lawsuit that Nemonte and 4 other plaintiffs filed, charging the government with violating their constitutional right to free, prior, and informed consent. When the judge tried to rush the hearing, a group of women shut down the court with song.
We sang with courage, saying, we are not going to allow the government to continue to violate our rights.
Nemonte and the Waorani continued to pressure the government by taking to the streets. Finally, in July of 2019, in a landmark ruling, the court indefinitely suspended the auction of indigenous land to oil companies, protecting 500,000 acres of Waorani territory.
We have demonstrated to the government that what happens to our territory is our decision. Our house is not for sale.
Nemonte's victory has set a legal precedent for indigenous rights in Ecuador and across the Amazon. She is now working with other tribes whose land is at risk.
This victory is not just ours, it is for all indigenous peoples. Now we ask the world to help us keep the forest healthy for our children and for future generations.
For outstanding environmental achievement for South and Central America, the 2020 Goldman Environmental Prize is awarded to Nemonte, Nenquimo, Nemonte, Ecuador.
Women UN peacekeepers have made invaluable contributions to promoting peace, resolving conflicts, and helping to secure long-term stability around the world. In the following UN in Action presentation, we'll learn more about the important contributions that women UN peacekeepers are making.
Desde que nací prácticamente hemos vivido en conflicto. Cuando me uní en la misión en el 2017, estábamos en plena dejación de armas y cese al fuego. Lo que yo hacía era registrar esos momentos claves de la dejación de armas y de cese al fuego. Yo fui la única colombiana que pudo hacer desmantelamiento de caletas, registrar esos momentos, y esas imágenes que yo hice en esos momentos se han usado a nivel mundial, la ONU las ha usado. Como colombiana es muy gratificante poder aportar a esa construcción de paz del país.
I have managed to work with all kinds of people, from armed groups to extremist groups to governments to civil society. Before working for the UN, I worked for civil society organizations as a lawyer. Women's rights is my passion, and my exposure to conflict starting from my home country had made me very curious about what happens to women, particularly in conflict. And I wanted to understand it more, to work on it more. UN, in my view, gave me that opportunity to go to really places otherwise I would have never been able to go, like even South Sudan, Iraq, Afghanistan. I was in the middle of conflicts. It also allowed me the opportunity to influence actors on the other side. That access is not otherwise so easy.
Yo creo que en Colombia las mujeres debemos apropiarnos más de este proceso que es de nosotras también, meternos a construir la paz, porque nuestro aporte es significativo.
Today in the United States, there's a great inequity in our justice system. However, in Providence, Rhode Island, Judge Frank Caprio presides over a court where everyone who faces charges are treated equally with compassion, understanding, and restraint.
These judgments are hilarious, honorable, and sometimes heartwarming. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Judge Caprio cases.
Well, I was making a right-hand turn.
Did you ever read the driver's manual? I mean,
it was so long ago. I don't even know what I had for breakfast.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a trip to Providence, Rhode Island to sit in on the most memorable cases that Judge Frank Caprio has ever presided over.
Do you feel so bad that you want to help her pay for it?
Not that bad.
Not that bad.
Number 10, the graduation clause. A young motorist gets caught going through a red light on a traffic camera. Although Judge Caprio quickly takes apart the defendant's excuse that the signal was yellow, he still gets to know the accused.
It was red in the video, so...
But then it turned red on you? It sneaked up on you?
When the judge discovers the defendant is a high school student with college aspirations, he decides to waive the violation on one condition. The student must earn a college degree.
Well, my chief investigator, Inspector Carrigan, out to make sure you graduate from college.
The way that Caprio encourages the student is heartwarming. Even though things go a little off the rails when the student claims he knows the judge's grandson, the case is still a great display of Caprio's kind nature.
Someone's keeping something from me. We're going to have a family meeting tonight.
Number 9. Honesty is the best policy. In this case, a father was charged with going a blistering 10 miles per hour over the 25-mile-per-hour speed limit. After asking a few questions, Judge Caprio invites the man's family to the front of the courtroom.
Well, I didn't feel like we were, exceeding too much over the limit.
Not too much.
No.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. I didn't.
No, she.
Now we found the honest one.
He then asks the defendant's son Menelik to say whether his father is innocent or guilty. Menelik doesn't hesitate to do the right thing and gives an honest verdict.
Guilty or not guilty? What do you say?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Everyone erupts in laughter as the boy incriminates his father. Fortunately for the defendant, Judge Caprio decides to dismiss the speeding charge. He also ends the case by giving Menelik a shout-out for his honesty.
Just be careful down there. And you have a very honest young man as well. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Number 8. Learning how to stop. This case was short, but definitely entertaining. Deborah came to court thinking that she had 2 red light violations. Upon discovering she was sent a 3rd ticket for the same offense before she received the other 2, she formed an illogical defense. Deborah claimed that if she had known about the earliest ticket, she would have stopped herself from going through 2 more lights.
If I had gotten the ticket in April, these 2 wouldn't have happened because I would have known I had to stop.
Judge Caprio's baffled reaction is priceless. After absorbing her lapse in logic, he dismantles her argument and offers to show the video evidence. When Deborah declines, he lets out one last laugh before making her pay the fines.
All right. Pay the clerk.
Number 7. Let me give you a better argument. Another driver was charged with just barely sliding through a red light. She argued that a box truck blocked her view of the light changing.
It was obvious the light was red. That's not really your argument. I'll show it to you again, but...
No, that is my argument.
You gotta... Oh, it is? Oh, if you
Sorry.
Stick with that one. It's because it's gone nowhere. Let's take a look at it again.
Judge Caprio checked the camera footage and quickly discounted her argument. However, he offers her a better defense that was based in traffic law.
We usually allow 0.2 of a second.
Okay.
And you were 0.3 of a second. I extended to 0.3.
Okay.
But his offer seems to go over the defendant's head, and she still tries to use her original argument to win the case. Although Caprio criticizes her for not listening, he still dismisses the charge.
You don't listen too well.
Considering that this case could have cost the defendant $85, this driver was lucky that the judge had a great defense.
Based on the 0.3 of a second, the matter is dismissed.
Thank you.
Number 6. Ridiculously close ticket.
1 ticket on Cushing Street, no parking, 8 to 10.
Correct.
You were there at... Oh, no.
If you've ever gotten a parking ticket for being a bit too early, this case will be cathartic for you. Sarah pulled up to a zone that did not allow parking until 10. After she parked at 9:58, a ticket was issued for her car at 9:59 and 58 seconds. It's clear from the start that Caprio finds this violation utterly ridiculous.
These are the city ordinances, Inspector Quinn, that she violated.
But before dismissing the case, he jokingly calls Sarah out for her horrible decisions and playfully threatens jail time for the minor offense.
Inspector Quinn, what does justice demand in this case? Is this jail?
By the time Sarah exits, Caprio leaves her and most of the courtroom in stitches.
I think 9:59 is close enough to 10. Matter's dismissed.
Thank you.
Number 5. Instantly dismissed. A helmet-clad man named Jose Barrentos arrives to court to fight a parking ticket. Barrentos explains that his son was picking him up from the hospital after a recent brain surgery. But when a traffic officer saw his son had pulled up next to a fire hydrant, they received a parking ticket. After hearing the explanation, Judge Caprio doesn't hesitate to dismiss the case.
Case is dismissed.
I appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good luck.
What makes this verdict even more heartwarming is that the judge takes a moment to ask Jose how he's doing. In a brief interaction, Caprio once again shows that he truly cares about the people that come to his courtroom.
So that's why you're wearing the helmet?
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully in October I'm good.
Okay, we're rooting for you. Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Number 4. Your sentence is breakfast. A young girl named Janice is called to the stand to judge her mother's case. After hearing her mom's argument, Caprio asks Janice to decide whether her mother will get a fine or be let off the hook.
What's the number again? Let's go charge me 50.
So you want to charge her $50?
After the girl hilariously chooses to charge her mother $50, the judge asks if the girl has eaten breakfast. When she shakes her head, the judge says the case will be dismissed if her mother takes her out to eat.
Well, suppose I make a deal with your mom, okay? That if she buys you breakfast when you leave, that I'll dismiss it.
This case wasn't even the only time a defendant got this delicious sentence. In Caprio's courtroom, you cannot underestimate the most important meal of the day.
Now, I want you to order up I want you to order a lot of stuff because he's going to be saving $30. Is that a good deal?
Yeah, just a little bacon.
Okay.
Number 3, way too many lights. You don't always need a complicated defense to succeed. In one case, a man is charged with going through a red light. He admits his guilt and adds that he was confused because there were mad lights at the intersection where he turned.
In that location, it's like mad lights. I was confused.
Instead of discounting the man's argument, Judge Caprio takes a closer look at it. He agrees that there were too many lights, while calling out the traffic controllers responsible for that intersection.
In your lane of traffic, there's a green light. In the other lane of traffic, which is not your lane, there's a red arrow.
After Caprio makes sure the defendant recognizes the problem, he dismisses the case. This verdict shows that Caprio really listens to arguments, even if he chooses to phrase it differently.
See, I knew. He had a great argument. He came in well prepared today.
Number 2, a veteran's speech. As soon as Judge Caprio reads the charges for a parking ticket, the defendant pleads guilty and asks to explain. The defendant reveals that he's a veteran and parked on the sidewalk of a VA hospital while receiving medical treatment. He goes on to highlight that parking is a consistent problem there and asks the judge to consider a lighter sentence for himself and other veterans that receive care near the hospital.
For other veterans and myself, the fine is too hefty for the first-time offense in that area.
Caprio responds with a heartfelt speech that commends veterans for their sacrifice.
Whether it's in combat or whether it's in active duty in a foreign country or whether it's here, it makes no difference. They have sacrificed a period of time of their life to serve this country.
He closes by dismissing the case along with any fees.
In disposing of this case, what I'm going to say to you, sir, is thank you for your service, and the matter is dismissed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. And I want to thank you for years of service to the community.
Before we pass a verdict on our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Baby's 4 years old. The party's going on at 2:30 in the morning. That's when the car was parked. So they were having a birthday party for a 4-year-old at 2:30 in the morning, Inspector Quinn.
It must have been after the nap.
And I just want to say, regardless of the outcome, this is the best court experience I've had. We got Miss Rhode Island. Everyone's having a good time, so just want to say that.
Well, clearly, Judge, he's been in a court before.
I don't want you
Oh, no,
giving me
no.
the Milwaukee, right?
No.
I'm going to have to stop at every intersection and look 3 or 4 times before I cross the street now.
That's right.
Oh, you're not going to do that to me?
No, I shall not. I promise.
Okay, good.
Number 1, grieving mother.
I'm just really having a tough time, Your Honor.
Andrea Rogers came into Caprio's courtroom with tickets totaling up to $400. In the middle of the proceedings, she's overcome with emotion.
Yeah, the one on 11-1, I went to Social Security because they had cut my check. Because my son was recently killed last year.
Rogers reveals that she accumulated the tickets while being evicted and taking care of her son's affairs after his death.
So I got a ticket, he won possession of the apartment.
Once Caprio hears her story, he reduces her fines to $50. When Andrea admits that that would leave her with just $5, he changes his verdict on the spot and dismisses all of her tickets.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm not going to leave you with $5. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to dismiss everything.
Caprio's incredible display of compassion brought him national attention and showed that a little kindness can make a huge difference in somebody's life.
Okay, good luck to you. Good luck.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.
Thank you for watching Positive Spin. This show is made possible through the generosity of the Patty and Jack Wright Foundation. Watch and subscribe to our previous episodes on YouTube. Please like us on Facebook. Watch us on Free Speech TV, Dish Network, DirecTV, Roku, Sling, and Apple TV. I'm Bill McCarthy. Stay healthy and safe, and remember, you can create your own positive news.